what's going on? This is J-Buck. I just wanted to hit you with my top 3 tips for day 1 of MLB The Show 21 for no money spent players. Alright, so tip number 1. So assuming the game works like it has for the past several years, there's usually going to be an inning program that is going to come out when the game launches, the first inning program. So last year, this was a collection of showdowns, missions, conquests, sort of all these things that you could do to earn these stars that allow you to get various rewards, right? So you can see here, you go through, you collect these stars, you unlock all these packs and rewards here, but ultimately you're trying to get to this, which is the first inning boss selection pack. And so you can see right off the rip here, if you collect enough stars and get to this, which it's really not that hard, you get a pretty nice high overall player. This is probably going to be one of the best players on your team to start off the season. You can see here last year, the first inning program had Todd Helton, Roy Oswalt, and Duke Snider. So not only do you have the option of using that as kind of an anchor for your team to start off with, but also if you don't really care about the card, or if you're just planning on completing the big main collection, you can actually sell this card for stubs and help you towards that goal. So you can see here, just by grinding through this first inning program, that you're going to get a ton of stubs, you're going to get a ton of experience points as well to get to some of those XP reward pathway packs that we talked about in episode 1 of our No Money Spent Survival Guide. But also, like I said, you're going to get a pretty nice card that you can either use to be on your team, or you can sell to help you towards your collection reward. Alright, so tip number 2 is going to be starting to work on some of the team affinity programs that are going to drop day 1. This is a huge bonus every year, especially for no money spent players, because it allows you to fairly easily collect a lot of diamond players that you can use to fill out your squad. And it's usually not that difficult to get to. So for instance, last year, let's take a look at the A's team affinity. Just by completing some missions and doing certain things like showdown and whatnot, you can earn rewards, obviously, just like every other program we've shown you. But pretty quickly, you can actually get high diamond cards as well that will really help fill out your roster. So last year, this is one of the biggest things that I did for my no money spent team early on, was I grinded for a lot of these team affinity cards that I felt were worthwhile, like this Matt Olson card that absolutely just raked for me and was one of the best players on my team for ranked seasons early on in the year. I'm going to actually come out with a whole video talking about ranking the team affinity cards for this year when it drops, and helping you guys figure out who is most important to be able to pick up or to go after. But honestly, if you have the time, grinding out all these team affinities for no money spent is going to be very beneficial, because even if you're not really crazy about the card itself, you're going to get a ton of stubs and XP along the way to be able to help fill out your team. All right, tip number 3 is not so much a what to do, it's more of a what not to do. So what I would recommend if you're a no money spent player for day 1 especially is, don't try to buy any cards. Don't try to complete any collections or anything like that. The market is going to be so ridiculously inflated, because there are tons of people every year who day 1 spend a ton of their own money to buy all the live series cards and get the collection rewards and everything like that. So it is not going to be the time to try to buy cards. You may actually even think about selling if you get some pretty high cards that you happen to get on some pack openings, because like I said, the market's just going to be super inflated. You are going to be much better off to hold on with trying to buy cards and trying to complete collection rewards and everything like that until a little bit later on when the market settles down. That's my 3 tips for success on day 1 for a no money spent player.